The night Marcus Reed's life shifted forever began the same way most of his nights did, tired, quiet, and heavy with responsibility. Marcus was 36, a single father to a 7-year-old boy named Leo. Since his wife died 3 years earlier from a sudden illness, his world had shrunk to school drop-offs, late shifts, unpaid bills, and whispered apologies to a child who deserved more time than Marcus could give. He worked as a senior operations assistant at a logistics firm. Long hours, decent pay, no shortcuts. His reputation was simple, reliable, invisible, replaceable. His boss, Evelyn Carter, was the opposite. She was powerful, composed, and untouchable, the youngest regional director in the company's history, always in control, always sharp. To most employees, she was intimidating. To Marcus, she was just another reminder of how far away stability still felt. That Friday night, the company hosted a small celebration after closing a major deal. Marcus hadn't wanted to go. Leo had a fever, but Evelyn insisted attendance was mandatory. He arranged for his neighbor to watch Leo and promised he'd be back early. The party was loud, polished, and fake. Marcus stood near the edge, sipping soda, watching people laugh too hard. That's when he noticed Evelyn. She was drunk. Not slightly tipsy, not loosened by one glass of wine. She was sitting alone at the bar, shoulders slumped, eyes unfocused, staring at nothing. The woman who commanded boardrooms now looked fragile, almost lost. Most people pretended not to see. Marcus hesitated. It wasn't his place. She was his boss. But when she stood up and nearly collapsed, instinct won. "Miss Carter," he said softly, steadying her. "You okay?" She looked at him like she didn't recognize the world. "I don't want to be here," she whispered, voice breaking. "I don't want to be anywhere." Those weren't drunk nonsense. They were pain. Marcus grabbed her coat and told the bartender he'd take her home. No one objected. No one offered help. Power isolates people like that. In the car, Evelyn was quiet. Tears slipped down her cheeks without sound. "I failed," she murmured. Marcus didn't ask how. He just drove. When they reached her apartment, she struggled with the keys. Marcus opened the door, helped her inside, and guided her to the couch. He brought water, placed a blanket over her shoulders, and turned on a lamp. "Why are you being kind?" she asked suddenly, eyes glossy. Marcus thought of Leo, of nights when kindness was all that kept them going. "Because someone should be," he said. She fell asleep moments later. Marcus didn't linger. He didn't explore. He didn't touch anything that wasn't necessary. Before leaving, he placed a note on the table. "You're safe. Drink water. I hope tomorrow is easier." He went home to his son, kissed his fevered forehead, and thought nothing more of it. Until the next morning. Marcus arrived at work early, as usual. He expected awkwardness, maybe silence, maybe consequences. Instead, at 9:07 a.m., an email landed in his inbox. Subject: "My office, now." His stomach tightened. Evelyn sat behind her desk, perfectly composed, hair neat, expression unreadable. If Marcus hadn't seen her the night before, he'd never believe it happened. She gestured for him to sit. There was a long pause. Then she asked one question. "Why didn't you take advantage of me?" The room felt suddenly smaller. Marcus swallowed. "Because you're a human being, and because my son is watching the man I choose to be, even when he's not in the room." Evelyn looked away. Her jaw trembled. "No one has ever answered me like that," she said quietly. She took a breath, then another. "Last night was the anniversary of my sister's death. She raised me. I built this career for her. And yesterday, the board told me they're pushing me out next quarter, quietly." Marcus said nothing. "I was angry at the world. But you reminded me it's not all rotten." She opened a folder and slid it across the desk. Inside was a proposal. A new regional project, a leadership role, with benefits, flexible hours, and a salary Marcus had never imagined. She said, "I want you to lead it, not because of last night, but because I watched your record, your integrity, and because when I was at my weakest, you treated me with dignity." Marcus stared at the pages, stunned. "I'm not qualified," he said. Evelyn met his eyes. "You're more qualified than most people who pretend they are." Silence stretched between them. Then she added softly, "One more thing." Marcus looked up. "How is your son?" That question broke him. His voice cracked as he answered, "He's everything." Evelyn nodded. "Then this job will respect that." Months later, Marcus walked Leo to school without rushing. He cooked dinner at home. He slept without fear of the next bill. Evelyn didn't become softer, but she became fairer. And Marcus didn't become richer overnight, but he became seen. All because one night, one man chose kindness when no one was watching. Sometimes the smallest decency changes two lives at once.